But the economy doesn't seem to be improving. One, because there are too many tax hikes. Government is only looking at the income side. So one, VAT rates have gone up, income taxes have gone up, corporate taxes have gone up. There has been hikes in utility bills. Electricity has gone up by 18.4%. All of this become part of the input cost for running business in Ghana. Mm-hmm. So for a businessman is a rational person. Whatever it is, he will move the cost to the consumer.
Yep.
And therefore, although we are seeing some stability in the macro sector, it is not going down to the bottom because these things are still feeding into our price levels. Mm-hmm. So inflation is currently around 42.2%. He will go for a loan from a microfinance. He's paying interest rate of 50%, 60%. He passes it on to the final consumer. So, as I said on Sunday, on Sunday evening, I want to repeat that nothing really will change in terms of prices over the next 6 months. We may have to keep going until probably when we begin the next year, 2024, then we may see some improvement in our economy. So we will continue running through the difficult times in the next 6 months.
Okay.
That is why this morning discussion is very important.
Very much so.
As an individual or as a person, as a family, how do I manage myself in these difficult economic times and see how I keep moving until the economy becomes better?
That's a great question, and I'm going to pose it to you, and I expect to see your messages on social media, on our Facebook, and on our WhatsApp. The question is, how are you, the person I'm talking to, how are you managing your personal finances in difficult times? How are you doing that? Send us your messages. What are the tips you can share with people? 055-556-1034. And then on Facebook, go to GTV Ghana and you can put your comment there. How are you managing your personal finances in difficult times? Professor Antwi, what are some of the biggest financial mistakes that people make during difficult times as the ones we are experiencing? And how do they avoid them?
So your personal finance focuses on 5 things: your income, your expenses, your savings, your investments, and your protection. So in difficult times, the first thing is that my salary is not enough. So what should I do? If you make the mistake of going to look for loans to supplement your personal income, that is a major pitfall in your stats. Because what you don't understand is that loan you have gone to has an interest rate. So currently, if you pick a loan from the bank and you don't pay for 2 years, it means that if you took, let's say, 10,000 cedis, in 2 years, you have to pay another 10,000 cedis as interest. So you are going to pay more if you think that the system is becoming difficult. So let me supplement my income with loans. First thing, don't take that route. So let's focus on the first item called your income. In Ghana now, nobody's income is sufficient to take him through the month.
Not even the government.
The government side will come there some other day.
Not even the government.
So as an individual, the first thing you need to ask about your income is, what other things can I do to improve my income?
That's it.
Because you see, your employer too is not, businesses are also not doing well. So you cannot push your employer to keep increasing your salary. Mm-hmm. So the first thing is, what other things can I do? You go to work 9 and close at 5. Between 5 p.m. and the next morning 8 a.m. What can you do to make extra income? Look, you can think through small online business there, doing a side business.
Sell some bags.
Look at some other small things you can do to supplement your income. So personally, you need to think through how to improve your income in a difficult time, so that your income side can look good or can look better.
Good.
The next point is about expenses. You need to categorize your expenses into needs and wants. If you don't buy a gum, you will not die, chewing gum, after eating. You will not die. You will still keep moving. So categorize your expenses into needs and wants. In difficult times, try to cut the wants out. If I don't eat a restaurant food every lunchtime, nothing will happen to me. Now you can look at buying a kinky. Now a bowl of kinky is 5 cedis. You add the fish, your lunch is getting to 10 cedi or 15 cedi. And if your salary is 500 a month or 1,000 a month, you are heading into big trouble, even if you decide to be eating the kinky. That is why these days people are doing 0-1-0. You understand that one?
Yes, sir.
They fast in the morning, they eat heavy lunch meal, and fast in the evening, and they move. You need to make changes in your lifestyle.
Adjustments.
It is not business as usual. If you do that, you put yourself into a very tight personal financial difficulty. So look at all the things that you don't really need. If I don't get into, let's say you used to have a DSTV. If you don't have money now, you can take it out and get free to air. You can still get GTV. That's all. And keep watching it.
If I when DSTV goes off, the last station that stands is GTV. It stands there.
So begin looking at things. If it's not part of your personal life, you'll still be fine. If you used to do Uber and charter taxis all around Accra, now if you jump into a trotro and you drop, your name will not change
At all.
You'll still be the lady and still be the gentleman.
Yeah.
So let's start looking at how we'll make adjustments in our lifestyles. If every evening you sit with the boys and take 2-3 bottles of beer with kebab by the side, if you don't do that and you drive home straight, your wife's food is there. Eat it, watch GTV, and go to bed nicely. So once we make adjustments in our lifetime, it will help us. It will help us in managing these difficult times.
So you have talked about income. You've talked about expenditure. Now let's talk about savings.
All right. So in difficult times, if you don't take time, you may say that my salary or my income is not enough. How do I save? Life is very interesting. In fact, if you don't save today, you will suffer tomorrow. I have seen people who are not making enough income per month, but keep some aside every month. Over time, they build up savings. So the first principle is the 10-10-80 principle in money matters. The first 10 is that anytime you get income, it doesn't matter how much money you have received, put 10% of the money aside as paying yourself. Put it into your savings. The other 10. If you decide to chop all your money alone, you will not be blessed. Every fruit has a seed, and that seed is to be invested somewhere. So probably if you're a Christian, put that money into your tithe payment. I believe in that one. If you're a Muslim, look for somebody in need and give it out to support the needy.
Zakat, I'm sure.
If God sees through your finances, He will bless you. The 10% every month, as you move along, you can increase this side of the savings. The 10% every month you put into savings. Over time, you will build what we call capital. Then you can now, if you check, if you put your money into a savings account, the bank does not give you any much interest.
2%, 1%, 3%.
Very small amount of money.
Minuscule.
The banks are telling you that your monies are not supposed to be kept in a savings account. You move it from a savings account into an investment. So first, irrespective of how much you earn, take a decision that every month, 10% of my income will get into savings. In any case, if you decide to spend all your income, it will still not be enough. And if you put the 10% aside, it will still not be enough. So first thing, put the 10% aside. Gradually, you will build your savings, which will grow to a point where you can invest the money. Now, the system is becoming very hot.
Becoming, or it's already been hot for a while.
Or it's becoming hotter.
Hotter. Okay, yeah. Let's establish
So
that.
once you build your savings, be careful where you go and invest. Let's learn this basic finance principle that the higher the expected return, the higher the risk. So if somebody come and tell you that give me that your savings of 10,000 in a month's time, I will give you 20,000. Tell him that you devil,
Go away from me.
because you may lose all your savings through a decision that you want to get quick returns on your investment. Start very slowly. Probably if you are not too sure where to put that money, just buy a T-bill. Even currently, all the banks are buying T-bills.
Treasury bill.
Because a lot of investment instruments have become high risk instruments. So as an individual, if you have 500 cedis, 1,000 Ghana, 2,000 Ghana, you can start. Buy a treasury bill. 91 day, 182 day. It will start. Then you get returns on the savings you made that you have moved into an investment. You reinvest the returns on the investment. So if you started with 1,000 cedis, you see that 1,100. Remember that your 10% you are saving is also adding up. Eventually, your investment will improve. It's important because sometimes difficult moments may come into your life and you may need to fall on your investment to sort yourself out.
Alrighty.
So we are now moving from the savings into the investments, which is earning you returns, bits and pieces over time. Let's remember that there's no magic in finance and money matters. Time is important in terms of making returns on your money. So we have something we call time value of money. 2 cedi today is not the same as 2 cedi 1 month to come. In our economy, that 2 cedi 1 month to come will become zero because of the high rate of inflation. So time will give improvements into your investments, get you the returns. So we calculate interest rates over time, every month, every 3 months, every 6 months per annum. So you get those returns. So be patient. Wait. You don't sow a seed today and you get the fruit tomorrow. No.
So patience is key.
So patience is key in that side of your savings and investment. You get the returns, put it back into the investment, look at your savings, add it.
Okay.
Over time, you will look back and realize you have built some good funds behind you. So that when the problem comes, ill health, something happens to your business and one of your staff members take a portion of your money and run away, or your business partner, you give the person money to buy something for you, the person vanish, or something even happens to the business and it's not doing well, you can now fall on the investment you have been making, which has been giving you returns, to bring back your life on track and be moving. This is the cycle we should be going as individuals.
Awesome. I hope you are taking notes because this is serious apo krong krong. Before we talk about myths and conceptions around issues of money matters, let's look at the last leg of that. Those things: investment, income, expenditure, savings, investment, protection. So how do we get money to protect us?
So, because we don't know the future, you don't know what can happen to us. You can get some ill health that will not allow you to keep doing what you have been doing. Or if you're an employee, one morning your employer will get up and say, I can't keep working with you. You may lose your job. So if these things happen to you, how have you been protecting yourself at the point that you were making the income? You realize that when we had a banking crisis, a number of bank staff lost their jobs. If you have made some savings investment somewhere, those who have done that, they went to pick it. Even if to run a taxi business, Uber business, a trotro business, you have something that will keep you going until you bounce back. So the protection is, how do I keep some money aside so that tomorrow, if I get into trouble, job loss, ill health, I can fall on it. Even your child going to school. Now you have free SHS. So we think that everything is free. Let your child pass the SHS, is about to come to the university. Then you realize that you need enough good money to take your child through school. So this becomes the protection. Your salary at that point may not be able to support that child to go to school. So even if your child gets school outside the country, have scholarship, what do you do? If you have some money somewhere, you now support that child to move. So the protection is on your investments.
Okay.
And please, these days, too many things are happening in our country. At a point, it seems like BOG is not being able to manage the space.
Bank of Ghana.
Yes. So it is not everything you see that you should go and put your money in. Let's remember Men's Gold and bring our mind to the point that when you are ready to invest your hard-earned money for protection, look for places that are secured. Now, even the government of Ghana, you can't trust the government of Ghana. So you put your money in government bonds. One day they will come and say domestic debt restructuring program, and you may lose a portion of your returns.
So where do we put our money now? Are T-bills safe?
Yeah, for now, T-bills are safe.
For now?
Yeah, for now.
Hey.
For now, because we don't know what government of Ghana will come up with again.
Tomorrow they can wake up and say T-bills are not safe.
Yes, because the debt restructuring they did, they still did not hit their targets. They are trying to get into the pension funds. So government of Ghana is still not stable in what to do in solving its macro problems. But for now, T-bills are okay.
Okay.
And then if you have a bank that you think that fixed deposits and all of that, and monitor how your bank is doing. If you realize that there are especially liquidity problems, if somebody went to the bank, he want to withdraw money, and they say, oh, we don't have money today, we don't have money tomorrow, quickly start taking steps to take your money from that bank. Other than that, your money will be there eventually.
Locked.
It's locked up.
Frozen.
Frozen.
Okay.
So let's watch where we put our money.
Okay. We're talking money matters here. My guest is Professor Samuel Antwi. He is from the UPSA. He's the Dean, School of Graduate Studies at UPSA. And we're looking at how to manage your personal finances in difficult times. Are you sending us your tips on how you're doing it, or do you want some questions answered from the good professor? The WhatsApp number is 055-556-1034. On Facebook, look for GTV Ghana, follow us, and put a comment there, and we'll extract them for you. Can you, in your experience, what are some of the most common misconceptions and myths around managing your money during difficult times?
So the first thing I'll talk about is that people think that you don't need to do anything about it. God will take care of us. God is taking care of everybody, but you need to plan to manage your finance. So first, it is not about, yes, we are in difficult seasons, we are in difficult times, but God is taking care of everybody. So first, if you don't plan or you don't budget, if you don't plan, you are just planning to fail. That whatever happens to me, I am in. No. So that is the first misconception about money. That in difficult times, God is taking care of everybody. When you go to the markets, you cannot say in the name of Jesus, give me onion. Interesting one day.
Very. I never quite thought of it like that before. You need money to buy the onions.
You need money to buy the onions. So, God is taking care of all of us. So first, plan with your limited resources. Budget well. In fact, tell your children and your family members.
Did I put the baby in the womb? That's a question you feel like asking somebody.
And the next one is, for 9 months, what have you been doing? So don't let people push their stress and their pressure on you. Tell the person that, Jack, the same way you are struggling and suffering,
I'm also.
here it's not cool like that. So let's be frank with the issues and discussions about our financial state with immediate family members, with external family members, and let them know that we are all trying to manage.
Okay.
Manage your corner, let me manage my corner.
Awesome.
The next thing is that money does not grow on trees. So we work to get it.
Yep.
You cannot always be at home sleeping and lazing about and hope that it shall be well. No. You can be saying it shall be well for the next 10 years, nothing will happen. Lace your boots. And don't let any work be too menial for your level.
So bring the ego down.
Bring the ego down. You can start selling pure water. You will not die. Those market women we saw on TV, in Nima markets, some of them probably they are making more money than you sitting here. But you find some people say, no, I can't do this work.
I can't sell beans.
You can't sell beans, but you want to eat gobe. No, it will not happen.
Where are all these punchlines coming from, Prof? You can't sell beans, but you want to eat gobe.
You want to eat gobe. That woman will be able to feed her family well because she's not looking at any job as too menial.
Yep.
So please, whatever will give you some income, start from there. You start getting some little income, managing yourself. The next time you get a better job, you go and do. So don't let any job be too menial for you. Once it will bring you income and it's legal, please get into it. The next one is that don't get into a position where you want to engage in an illegal activity to make money because you are too stressed up. That, they say Sakawa is good. They say this one is good. Quick fix will not solve your problem. In fact, it will give you more problems. So take it one step at a time. Look for something that will give you income. The income may not be enough, but please start from there.
Okay.
And pray that whatever your hand finds to do, may God bless it for you and grow it for you.
Yes. Work first. You pray, then you work, and then you pray again. Go to the onions and say, in the name of Jesus, give me onions. No, it won't work like that. But can you give us some real-life examples of people who were able to navigate very tough situations like this and came out successful so that people can be inspired that it is possible, it goes beyond words?
Okay, so there are many examples. So first, I'll use myself. When I was growing up, my mother sells in the market.
What was she selling?
She was selling plantain and cassava. In fact, anything she gets, she will sell. So she didn't really have a specific thing. Sometimes it's snails, sometimes it's plantain, sometimes it's cocoyam. Anything.
Or play all.
Or play all. Then I'll come from school, close from school, and I have to carry yam, cocoyam, cassava, whatever is there, move round and go and sell so that we can survive. My mother used to tell me that, look, we are not going to do this forever. But for now, this is what we need to do to push you to go through school. So paying my school fees was a problem. Sometimes little income was unable to foot the bill. Then my dad will come in to support us. Let me say a story.
Yes.
The first I was going to the boarding house. I didn't go to the boarding house at Chobos because there was nothing to put in a Chobos. I went to school with only one trunk. And I had only a tin of milk in the trunk donated by somebody to me. So, Form 1 boy, the seniors now in the evening said, okay, every Form 1, go and bring sardine, go and bring this. I said, me, I don't have. They said, you don't have. You will kneel till the next morning. The only thing I had was a tin of milk. If I give to that senior, and that is for a whole semester, a whole term, I kept it and knelt down till the next dawn. But I was determined that, look, despite the difficulties, let me learn hard and get out of that situation. And sometimes difficult moments teach you very beautiful lessons in life. There are many things I won't do because of where I'm coming from. It teaches you lessons in life, and then it helps you to rise. And when you rise, you will sustain your level. In fact, at the university, sometimes I had to go hungry because there was nothing. But over time, here I am, a professor in the university, teaching students, sharing knowledge with them by God's grace and determination. So I want to encourage anybody who's going through difficult times, especially the youth in this country, that don't give up yet. Whatever it is, keep moving one step at a time. In fact, at my master's level, I need to be working and be going to school at the same time. I told my professor that I don't have money. He said, look, you have to go to school. So they got me a teaching assistantship job. So in lecture room 1, I'll be teaching. Then in lecture room 2, I jump and I become a student. Let's be ready to work hard despite our difficult circumstances. And over time, God who sees all things and blesses men will bless our lives.
Inspiring story, though. I hope you were motivated to know that going through difficult times also has the benefits. You learn all kinds of lessons that you can apply in your life. We're looking at managing your personal finances in difficult times. I'm going to scoot over to the board to read your messages. 055-556-1034. How are you doing it? What have you learned so far from the conversation? Let me go back to the board. I've missed this board. Okay, yeah, let's go to the board. Mausi, which means, has to do with God. Mau is God. Good morning. I like the discussion. I've invested in treasury bills, but it was with Gold Coast Security. Now, Gold Coast Security is closed down. I have not been able to get my money back. So I'm now afraid to invest in any institution. Anyway, I would still want to give it a try, but is there any hope to get my money back from Gold Coast Security? Felix from Takrady, who is understandably very wary about putting his money in institutions because he put his money there and the money was shut down, the thing was shut down. What do you tell Felix?
Okay, so the first thing Felix should understand is that Gold Coast Securities is not the government of Ghana. So he should be sure what instrument did he buy. That instrument may not be a treasury bill. A treasury bill is a government security that you buy from the government of Ghana. In fact, all these institutions have their own forms of instruments that you can buy. And then they will give you their returns. But a treasury bill arrangement, the intermediary institution, i.e. a bank or a finance company, is just a facilitator. So it is government of Ghana that owes you. You have to be sure what exactly did you buy. If you bought an instrument from a Gold Coast Security, then you have a problem. But if it's a treasury bill, whether Gold Coast Security is working or not working,
The money has
the money has to come.
because it's government of Ghana.
Yeah, it's government of Ghana. So you need to look at the document they gave you, whether it is really a treasury bill you bought or an instrument from Gold Coast Security that they will give you the returns. Maybe it's messing up the terms.
Okay. Mabel Asabia Ayita says she's very glad about this personal finance conversation and she wishes all are watching. Of course, if you're not watching on GTV here, you're watching us on Facebook, GTV Ghana. The stream is all there. The messages are coming thick and fast. Thanks, CAF and Prof. Beautiful morning, GTV. Interesting lecture from the professor and everything said by him is on point. More vim to him. Thank you. Very interesting, Professor. God bless you. Simple economics for everyone. And another one. I'm really enjoying Prof's lectures. I want to invest in high-risk investment for high return. Where do I go, Prof? And he gives us a dazzling smile.
Hey. Okay, so we have 3 types of risk, or persons with 3 types of risk tags. One of them is risk lovers. So probably this texter is a risk lover.
He loves risk.
As a risk lover, you should be ready that you may also lose both your principal and your returns when something happens to your investment.
The money you put in and what you wanted to get.
And what you wanted to get, you may lose all.
You may lose all.
So anybody looking for a high return instrument should be ready to also lose all. I will advise that in these economic circumstances, manage your risk and reduce your expected returns.
Okay.
Because money is difficult to come by. So if you want to put your money into a high risk instrument, i.e. like men's gold, the returns was very good. But eventually, the people went to invest there, they've lost both the principal and expected returns.
You are giving people high blood pressure just at the mention of men's gold.
Sorry, I'll use another one. But I mean, that's the truth. I used to tell them every day that this thing, the high risk, because of the high expected return, everybody be careful. They say, oh, I don't have faith.
The people try to convince you to put your money in
In fact, my students,
they were trying to convince you.
To convince me.
The students trying to convince the professor.
The professor.
That he should put his money in.
That I should go and put my money in. And I told them that if this thing survive, look for my certificate and take it away from me.
Have you had any encounters with them now that the thing collapsed? Have they come back to you to say anything?
Yes, two of them.
What did
One convinced his father to put his pension money into men's gold. So he came for me for advice. I said, look, don't do that. He said, oh, say, I've realized that because you are a teacher, you don't like risk.
You're a professor of accounting? Or?
Yes, I don't like risk.
What level of school was it? Level 100, 200?
No, he's an undergraduate level 400. And he went to advise his father to put his money into. Then, in fact, 3 months after they put the money in, almost about 500,000 Ghana cedi, it collapsed. Some few days after that, he called me that the father is at the hospital. I'm sure he's watching me. He had a mass stroke.
Whoa.
By just the hearing of the collapse of it.
Whoa.
And I said, next time, take the advice of the professor.
That's it. That's it. Hello, CAF. I want to ask Professor, where exactly is it safe to buy a treasury bill?
So we have intermediary institutions. So walk into any bank and tell the banker, the personal, the relationship banker that you want to buy a treasury bill. Please mention it, because immediately you go, they to have their own instruments
that they want to sell to you.
They want to sell to you. So be sure that you are telling the banker, I want to buy treasury bill. Normally,
can I even add Government of Ghana treasury?
Government of Ghana treasury bill.
Thank you.
So when you go there, especially if you go to your bankers, you already have amount with them in your bank account. You fill the form. When you are filling the form, make sure it is Government of Ghana treasury bill form you are filling, and tell them how long and all of that. Should they roll it over or not? Let's watch this. For Government of Ghana treasury bill, the returns is coupon. A coupon return means that you earn it immediately you purchase the instrument.
Boom.
Boom. So if you wanted to buy 1,000 cedis, you realize that they took away 950 Ghana cedi. The 50 Ghana cedi left is your interest. Don't come after 3 months looking for the interest. You have taken it already. So you take it up front. So tell your bankers, I want to buy Government of Ghana treasury bills. They'll give you the forms you fill and they'll take it from your account.
Awesome. Some flowers for you, Prof. These are the minds that should lead and drive the developmental agenda of this country. We should all appreciate that. No pain, no gain. That's KOM from Dan Suman.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kindly give me the professor's number. I think he can help me to solve my problem. I think you need to go to UPSA and look for him. He's the Dean, School of Graduate Studies. You know so?
That's it.
Ibizo. So you go and you will get him. Nana Kofi says he's watching us live from Koforidua. This is my first time watching GTV after over 10 years, and I must confess that I've really done a big mistake by looking down on GTV. I'm seriously enjoying this discussion, and thanks to Professor, I want to encourage all Ghanaians to watch GTV and pay their TV bill so the station can have more funds to do more. Watching live from Koforidua. On this note, I want to remind you of the short code, my good friend, who has come back after 10 years. Star 447 star 333 hash. The flyer will come up soon. Star 447 star 333 hash. please pay your TV license. 36 CDs for one set, 60 CDs for 2 sets or more. Good morning, CAF. Seriously, I don't trust government T-bills. I would rather put my money in my bed, says Yakubu. Good morning. Please, I don't know why we spend precious time talking about, okay, well, I'm not talking about candidates. I'm talking about money. He says he doesn't trust the government T-bills. He would rather put the money in his bed. Please tell him why this is good or bad.
let's advise Ghanaians that putting your money under the bed or under the pillow is also a high risk zone.
The bed is a high risk zone.
Yes, because
for money.
Yes, for money,
but not for other things.
No, not for other things.
Okay. Good.
So you may go to work and come back. One day I went home and thieves they have removed my roof.
The roof,
broken the ceiling, entered my room. Fortunately, I don't keep my money under the bed or the pillow, so they didn't get money. So please, these days, you see, when the economy becomes difficult, people do all sorts of things, including breaking into your room and stealing your money.
Okay.
So I will advise that all is not lost within our banking sector. Banks are still running. Don't keep your money under your bed. In fact, a close family member can even steal it, and you'd have lost the money.
That's true. So don't keep it under your bed.
And then you won't even get any returns on it.
That's all. You spoil relationship with your people.
Yeah.
Rachel says, and I'm wrapping up shortly, Senior, whatever you have said is true because Ghana has become hard. But people are managing the hardness. Exactly. So, and this is why we're having this conversation. Junior Ankara says, Ni Ankara Jeremiah, you mentioned something about the 10-10-80 principle. Can you elaborate on the second 10 and can you speak about risks? So 10 is for savings, 10 is for tithing or charity work, and then you can spend the 80.
Exactly.
That's it. And high risk, high return. Is that not so?
Correct.
It's simple as that. I'm also learning. Mrs. Ajekum, I have learned a lot today with my children. Oh, you're watching with your children. Wonderful. Thumbs up, Professor. Financial independence is everything from Virginia. Hello, CAF. Good morning. Please, God bless you and Prof for this morning's lectures. Ghanaian youth needs this kind of lecture. Thank you. God bless our producer, Ishmael, and the team who put this together. So, yeah, we're just their mouthpiece. Good morning, Doctor, Prof. Every prof is a doctor, isn't it? So you're also a doctor. All right. Thank you for putting me on the right way. Prosper from Volta. Thank you for getting on the right way. Ajiskopi, what a name. I love it. Very interesting, Prof. God bless you. Simple economics, everyone. By God's grace, I'm making a bit at Cantamanto, but my business, I think, is not stable. What should I do with what I have saved? Says Ajisko in Cantamanto.
So, Ajisko, the first thing is that if you are selling, let's say, Ofos or second-hand clothes,
okay,
if that's the business you are doing,
yeah,
and the business is not doing well, look at how you diversify your business. Mm-hmm. So if your space is good, maybe you have the second-hand clothes, then you can also sell another thing. Mm-hmm. Because that's all you are doing.
Yes.
You are doing buying and selling.
Okay.
So if you check our mothers in the markets, mm-hmm, the one we watched, mm-hmm, he has beans, she has this, she has that, she has that.
Yes.
They understand the principle of diversification in doing business.
That's it.
So please, if you have some little money, mm-hmm, don't still get into the second-hand clothes. Buy something else and sell it. If they don't buy this one, they'll buy this one. You continue running the business.
I have a minute left. Somebody wants to say, but he's afraid of losing his savings. How do you deal with the fear? Because it's a rational fear, isn't it?
Yes. So no risk, no gain. Mm-hmm. Even a decision to go to bed, mm-hmm, it's a decision that you may not wake up tomorrow. There's no guarantee that you wake up the next day.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that you will not sleep. Mm-hmm. So overcome your fear, mm-hmm, and take a step. Small steps of risk will bring small steps of returns. Eventually, you get into the space and you make it big. Other than that, you are not getting anywhere.
I'm going to be the enemy of so many of you who are watching right now because there are so many messages coming in, but we have to go. And Prof, somebody is saying, please, CAF, Big T says, can you put people like this on your show every... he said it. Yeah, that's it. He said, please put people like Prof on your set for 1 month to educate us on finances. They want you to be coming here every week. We'll see what your time is like. I'm going to end with the very last one. My girlfriend stole my money I kept in my house. About 12,000 CDs. And ever since, I don't keep money in the house again. You are a wise man. Yes. My question is, are you still with your girlfriend? On that note, Prof, I want to say thank you so much.
Yes, maybe before I go,
Yes.
tomorrow is my son's birthday.
Nice.
Emmanuel Fempo Entry.
Lovely.
At Presbyterian Boys Secondary School in Legon.
Presec.
Yes, he's in science 23. He'll be celebrating his birthday tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Ima, I pray for God's grace over his life.
One time.
My wife and my children are watching.
Fantastic.
I want to greet them.
Please.
And I want to thank them that every time they allow me to come to GTV.
Yes.
Last Tuesday I was here. Last Sunday I was here for Talking Point.
Talking Point.
This morning
You are here again.
I'm sure I'll be coming very regularly.
We want to see you. We've really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much, Professor Samuel Entry. He's a professor of accounting. He's the Dean, School of Graduate Studies, UPSA. We are talking about managing your personal finances in difficult times. The conversation is right there on Facebook. Go look for it. GTV Ghana is where you will find it. Thank you. From Money Matters to more Money Matters. Right after this, do not go anywhere. My name is Carl.